Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brothers, welcome back to online classes of Iqra of Fast Secondary Schools, a project of Iqra Education System. This is part 2 of comprehension exercises of chapter number 1, the last sermon of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. In the first part, we discussed about textual study, comprehension and composition exercises. I assigned you these exercises to copy in your register. I hope you must have followed the instructions and completed your assignments. Let's do the study of structures exercise. This is the last exercise of this chapter. You may open page number 5 in your books or look at your screens. This exercise covers some grammatical structures. I have written all these 4 structures on the board with their meanings. The first one is next, which means upcoming or following. There are some examples given in the book. The first example is the very next year of Hijrah, they attacked Medina. If you replace the word next with any of the words written on the board, upcoming or following, so that will fit suitably in this sentence. The very upcoming year of Hijrah or the very following year of Hijrah, which means next has 2 meanings, upcoming or following, and this word next can be replaced by any of these 2 words. This is just for your understanding that next means upcoming or following, so that when you read that word or hear that word in conversation, you should have prior understanding with that word. The second example is when you come here next time, bring your brother with you. Number 3, the next boy in line should come forward. Number 4, he lives next to my house. These are 4 examples given under the heading of next. Next means upcoming or following. The second structure written here in your book is last, which means endmost, final or ultimate. Here are some examples given in the book. We will go through them. Number 1, God chose Hazrat Muhammad, peace be upon him, as the last of his prophets. It means as the endmost of his prophets, as the final of his prophets, as the ultimate of his prophets. Number 2, who was the last boy to come into the class? Number 3, this is the last time I am accepting your excuse. And number 4, at last, he said that he was going away. So, in these sentences, the word last has been used in different situations to give you complete understanding with the meaning of that particular word. Number 3 is nothing but, which means only or just or merely. The sentences written in the big book are: he spoke nothing but the truth, which means he spoke only the truth, he spoke just the truth, he spoke merely the truth. So the word nothing but can be replaced by any one of these 3 words written on the board. Number 3, there is nothing but trouble in store for you. Sentence number 2 I forgot to read. She does nothing but good. And sentence number 4, he reads nothing but storybooks. The last structure given in your book is listen to, which means to hear, or in actual words, to pay attention. O people, listen to me carefully. If we replace listen to with to pay attention, how will it sound? O people, pay attention to me carefully. So the word listen to or the phrase listen to can be replaced by the phrase to pay attention. The second example is he is listening to the radio. And the third example on page number 6 is if you don't listen to your teacher, you will fail. Number 4, listen carefully to what your teacher says. In the end there is a note. Listen to means to hear and also to take advice. To hear, to pay attention, to take advice can all be the possible meanings of this phrase listen to. The last question in study of structures is transposition of direct and indirect objects. Transposition means replacement or exchange. So here in this exercise, we will get to know we can change the positions of direct object and indirect object with each other. But before that, let me recap what object is. If you remember, I told you object means receiver of action or somebody or something that is affected by the action. That is called object. So when we talk about direct objects or indirect objects, what do we mean by them? Here I have written the explanation of these two. Direct object means that is directly affected, and indirect object means that is indirectly affected. Usually when we make sentences including two objects, like the one written on the board as an example, I am giving him the book. If we do parsing on this sentence, we find out that I is the subject, am giving is verb, him is object, the book object. So we find a sentence with two objects. We will see that which object is directly affected and which object is indirectly affected. So we find out the book is indirect object and him is the direct object. When we change the positions of direct object and indirect objects, it becomes I am giving the book to him. So now you need to remember, whenever we use direct object first, like the one in the second sentence written on the board, the book, and then we use the indirect object, we use two in between. Otherwise, if you are using indirect object first, like the one written on the board, I am giving him the book, and we use direct object later, the book in the first sentence, I am giving him the book, we don't use any preposition. Now you can look at your page number 6. There are 4 sentences given. I have given you the message of Allah. I have given the message of Allah to you. I am giving the book to him. I am giving him the book. She bought a pen for him. She bought him a pen. They sold their cow to me. They sold me their cow. You can see in all 4 examples, whenever we are using indirect object first, we are not using any preposition. But when we are using direct object first, we are using preposition to, and then we are using indirect object. So my dear students, that's all for now. I hope you have clearly understood all the things I told you today in study of structures. See you in the next lecture. But before that, you need to do all these exercises on pages number 5 and 6 in your register and submit your registers to your branches on the scheduled times. Thank you very much. Take very good care of yourselves. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.